Hello everyone, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is my monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my lovely Aries, for July 2017. So it's for you, my gorgeous Aries, for July 2017. An interesting month, a very interesting month when it comes to you, and when it comes to the way you're gonna feel, when it comes to the actual feeling of the whole situation, and when it comes to you realizing certain things, and also when it comes to you making certain changes. There's a lot that is actually going to be happening this month. It is very important for me to stress that when it comes to health, and when it comes to health in general, and when it comes to, again, those of you who have been suffering from long ailments, and for those of you who haven't seen any improvements, this is going to be a very interesting month, because this is also going to be the continuation of you actually feeling better, of you actually start feeling certain improvements, and you actually start feeling much better in general when it comes to your health, and when it comes to those of you that have been suffering from like a long and certain ailments, and especially for those of you that didn't see any changes or any differences. Now July is going to be the month when you're going to start feeling much better. On another hand, when it comes to the general feeling, there is going to be a slight feeling of maybe anxiety, and maybe stress level are going to be slightly higher, but this is only because there is a certain decision, and there are certain changes that are going to be happening, and certain changes are going to happen that are actually going to make you to think about certain areas of your life, and to make certain decisions about the certain areas of your life that you didn't actually think about in a really long time. The 7th of July. The 7th of July is the day I want you to remember, or the date I want you to remember is the 7th of July, because on the 7th of July, you are going to be in touch, or you are going to get in touch, or somehow you are going to be in touch with somebody who means a lot to you. It's like a certain family member, and it's not only one certain family member, but there are going to be one or two family members that you're actually going to be in touch with. These family members could also be like really good friends, like a really good friends you had for a really long time, really good friends that you really trust to, really good friends that you really love. You see, sometimes the energies are very similar when it comes to the friends that we know for a really long time, and when it also comes to the actual family members, you see. And that's why I'm saying that you will be in touch with 2 or 3 people on the 7th of July 2017, and the reason why I think that this is really important is because they are going to inspire you. They are going to give you a certain idea about they're going to give you a certain idea about what you do, and certain idea about what you would want to do next, and where you would want to go, where you would want your life to kind of go towards, you see. After that point, after you get this fantastic idea, this very interesting idea from the 2 or 3 people that you actually know, you will want to kind of make a certain changes. Straight, it is going to put you in this different direction in your life. Straight away, it's going to make you think about certain things in your life, and especially when it comes to your working situations. It's like which changes you would like to make, what would you like to do next, have you done so far, have you done as much as you wanted to do when it comes to your working situation, when it comes to your career, and when it comes to your working life. You see, this is why this is so important, because through this 2 or 3 people, you're actually going to realize a very interesting situation about yourself, because these people know you so well, these people know you really well, and sometimes we just kind of get on with things in our lives, and sometimes we just forget about ourselves, we forget about our own happiness, we forget about our life in general, whether our life is going towards the direction that we would want it to go to. And that's what these people are going to be very interesting indeed when it comes to you. And then later on, after that point, there is a certain man, certain male, very dominant figure that is actually going to play a certain role when it comes to you making certain changes, and when it comes to these certain changes, for them to actually start developing, it is going to be connected to this certain man, okay? And this man is very authoritative, a very interesting, a hardworking person, and somebody who is actually going to make a certain decision when it comes to you, when it comes to your career, which is going to be very significant later on for you. But this is going to mean to you quite a lot. The 20th of July, 20th of July is also going to be an interesting month, very interesting month, because this is going to be the time when there is a certain decision that you will make. There's a certain decision that you will want to make, certain decision that you're going to start thinking about, certain decision that means to you really a lot, and this particular certain decision is also connected to you being very passionate about something that you wanted to do for a really long time, something that means to you really quite a lot, you see. So there is a certain decision that you are going to make, and that particular certain decision is going to be very important to you. And it's not only that you feel very passionate about it, not only that you've been thinking about it for a really, really long time, not only that this means to you so much, but it's just that after that point, you see, you are going to feel much better about your immediate future. You're going to feel much better about yourself almost immediately, and the future is just going to start becoming really bright after this point. So it is a very, very important day, actually, I have to say, the 20th of July, because it's just all going to lead on a certain realization, certain visualization about yourself, certain visualization about your life. Very, very interesting indeed. But then after that point, you will just start realizing, you know, things about your future is just going to start becoming attractive to you. Something that maybe before, just a few days ago, you wouldn't really think about, or maybe like a few days ago, something that you wouldn't normally pay attention to. Now this is the time of changes, this is the time of changes, this is the time of changes. And that's why I'm saying it's really important to have something like a rhodonite, for example. It's a crystal, you see, a very, very, very powerful crystal. It's called rhodonite, and basically you can get this on my website. And also this particular crystal is actually going to be very helpful for you, or it will be very helpful for you throughout July 2017, because it's a very, very good to actually soften up anxiety, and it's a very good for stress level, but especially when it comes to anxiety, creativity, and things like that. But most certainly for something actually to make you even a little bit less anxious, and to make you to actually make the, you know, to inspire you to make the best possible decisions, especially when it comes to your work, career, and things like that. This is why I highly recommend rhodonite. And the only reason why I see like that anxiety levels are going to be slightly high, it's only because there are going to be certain changes that you will want to make, certain things that you're going to be thinking about, that you might even surprise yourself a little bit with certain direction in life that you would want to go. And this is only reason why I can actually see the anxiety, stress levels slightly higher. Another thing that I would recommend also is, of course, something that I almost always recommend, and it's a black tourmaline. It's ridiculously important, especially when it comes to us going through like some kind of stress, anxiety, and things like that. Okay. And also, what else I was going to say, and now the third important date, you see, this is just so connected when it comes to you. This is so connected when it comes to your situation. This is so connected when it comes to this month, July 2017. It is going to be very, very interesting month. I'm keeping saying this. It may not even seem like such an interesting month, but then later on, when once the month is gone, you will just maybe realize the importance of it. The 29th of July is the third important day I want you to pay attention to. The 29th of July is going to be the third important day, and on the 29th of July you're going to make a very interesting decision, and by making this interesting decision there is a certain stage, certain era, a certain stage of your life coming to an end. And this is very important. This is something that's been about for a long time. This is the certain change that you wanted to make for a long time. This is something that you again have been thinking about in a really long time, but you just were waiting for the right moment. You were just waiting for the right time. You were just waiting for the right, you know, right time or right moment to actually start doing it. So 29th of July 2017, it's a very, very important day, because there's a certain decision that you are going to make, and that certain decision that you are going to make is literally going to change your life. Or after this point, your life is going to start changing. But on another hand, before you make a certain decision, this is also a very, very important day indeed, because your life is going to start going to another dimension, basically. And this is how I want you to see the 29th of July 2017. I want you to see it like a door, like a room, actually. Let's say like a door going into the room. And once you go through this door, you are just about to walk into a different dimension. dimension, okay? As we're moving to the second part now, we already moved to the second part of 2017 because now we are going into July, and now this is absolutely the perfect time for you as well to move with the energy, to move with all these kind of fantastic energies that at around now at the moment. And that's why I think it's really, really important, because 29th of July is going to mark you actually moving into the whole new dimension. So now after this point, things are just going to start changing for you. After this point, things are going to be really, things are going to be much faster, much quicker. And after this point, also this new dimension is just going to be full of surprises as well. And this new dimension is also going to be very, very interesting indeed, because it's going to make your time go faster, faster, faster. It's going to seem like faster than it is normal, and this is all what's going to be caused by this by this new dimension. But you're absolutely going to enjoy it, because what's going to happen after this point, it is not only about you, oh yeah, you're going to a new dimension, blah blah blah. No, 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 no. It is a bigger picture. It's the huge picture here, because after that point also there is a whole new inspiration that you are going to end up with. The whole new inspiration that first is going to come like a thought, and then later on it's just going to grow into something very big and into something very, very important indeed. Also, what I was going to say, number 3 is very much connected to you throughout the month of July 2017, and when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aries, number 3 is a very interesting number, and it's all about the spirituality, and it's all about you realizing that you are going to have a very interesting time ahead. It's all about you realizing about the certain changes, about the certain decisions you're going to make, about the certain life that you're going to live, about the certain things that you want to do. And it's all about you also, it's all about you getting that energy and being really, really creative, because this is all about this beautiful energies, about you being very creative, and about you making like a certain decision, and also communications. Number 3, it's a lot to do with your communications, and it's a lot to do with you being able to express yourself, being able to communicate, and also with you being able to make the best possible decisions. So that's why this month is going to be so important, because any big or important decisions that you want to make or that you need to make, July 2017 is also going to be absolutely perfect month indeed. Okay, so as we start with the first part of July 2017, you see it's an interesting month, because I can see you actually spending lots of time with your friends, and I can see you spending lots of time with your friends and lots of time with your families, and I can see you actually socializing quite a lot. And this is also a very important time for those of you that are actually those of you that have lost an interest in work, those of you that have lost an interest, maybe you felt a little bit down, maybe you didn't feel really right, maybe you were just like kind of, you hated your work, and maybe you just kind of couldn't find yourself with your own career. This is a very, very important, the first part of July is going to be ridiculously important, because it's just going to be about you realizing a strong feeling about what you want to do. And when it comes to your career, when it comes to your finances and things like that, for example, this is going to go into 2 ways. Some of you are actually going to realize that you actually really like what you do, and you're actually going to start finding yourself with your work. You're going to start finding yourself with your career. You're going to start realizing certain things about yourself through your career and through your work that you wouldn't realize maybe earlier on, for example. And this is why this is so important, because it's a realization, huge realization. And then on another hand, some of you will actually want to make that big change when it comes to your career. Some of you will want to go a step further, or some of you will want to will start thinking about changing a career and doing something completely different. However, these thoughts are going to be really good, these thoughts are going to be really positive, and these thoughts are going to be very healthy for you, because however, whether you start thinking about doing something completely different, or whether you start thinking about moving up in the company, or whether you just start realizing how much you actually like where you are. Some how much you actually like the work that you're actually doing. It is all going to be good because it is going to be the step, most certainly the step in the right direction. And that's why this is a very interesting time. However, you will end up with this very interesting realization that is just going to push you towards the right direction in life. And now it's absolutely the right time. And there is somebody that is going to inspire you, whether you are working, whether you are retired, or whether you're at a college, university. There is a certain person at the first part of July, in the first part of July, moving to the second part of July, there is a certain person that is actually going to be completely inspire you. And that particular person you will think very highly about. That particular person is very passionate about what they do. That particular person is very passionate about their life, and this particular person is somebody very strong and somebody very professional and somebody very interesting and somebody who you would always look up to and somebody who you always think like, wow, they've done so much in their life. So this particular person is going to inspire you. As I said, it doesn't matter if you're retired, if you're at the college, university, it doesn't matter. This particular person is going to manifest in your life, and the way it's going to inspire you to start with is just going to be their own passion for life, their own passion for things around them, their own passion for what they do. It's just once people are so happy with their life, once people are so successful with their life, you know, when it's just all coming out of them, this happiness, this energy, it does inspire people, and it's good to be inspired. And this is what I think, if this is what I see in this situation, then after that point you're actually going to start thinking about a certain thing about your future that you wouldn't normally think about. You see, the way this person is going to inspire, it's going to inspire you most certainly in a really good and positive way, because after that point you're also going to realize certain things about yourself, and maybe you will realize in the second part of July 2017 a certain dependency. There is the dependency also that you will realize that you're dependent on something, or you're dependent on someone, and you're going to start thinking about it because you will want to change this around. You will want to turn this upside down. You will want to change this, and you will want to start over, and this is how you're going to feel. And this is actually really, really good, because it's not good to be too dependent on something or someone, you see. And this is the really big, a very interesting thing that is actually going to happen to you. And what are you going to do also? There is the certain opportunity that you had. You will lose a tiny little opportunity. There is something going to happen in the mid-July 2017, but I just don't want you to lose hope or anything like that. A little bit of tiny little bit thing, that something that you wanted to happen, maybe it will not go that particular way. There is going to be a certain loss, like a tiny little opportunity, okay? Whatever this may be, this opportunity is to do with like maybe work and career and things like that. There's just something tiny, something in particular. This is not that big. It seems like maybe like a bigger to you than what it is, but there's just something that you maybe applied for, something that you were maybe focusing on. You see, and also you will, you know, how it's going to happen is just like there is going to be first opportunity, but then you will realize that you're not going to be able to get hold of this particular opportunity, and it's only going to resolve. And this is actually really, really good, because after this is good, I'm telling you. First, there is going to be a lost opportunity. After that point, this is going to be quite good, because after that point you're going to have realization, and you will want to make a certain changes in your life when it comes to your skill. You will want to learn a new skill that is going to actually be connected to this lost opportunity. And the only reason why this lost opportunity is going to manifest in your life, it's going to happen in your life, it's only because you didn't maybe have a certain education, or you didn't have a certain experience, or something like that, something similar to these lines, you see. And then after that point, it doesn't matter, because this is really good, because this is make you to grow, this will make you to think about your future, and this will make you to think about yourself, yourself, then after that point you will end up doing actually learning, you wanting to learn a new skill. And this is all connected to what I said before. This is all connected to number 3, and this is all connected to all those dates that I mentioned earlier. You see, you will want to learn this particular new skill, and that particular new skill will also involve other people. This is not to do with you only, but it will also involve other people. It is just something that more than 2 or 3 people are actually going to be involved. But however, it's very, very interesting, okay? The third thing that I was going to say is that basically when it comes to like the third part of July 2017, I think that this is a really good, this is the best part of July. This is the best part of this month for you. There is no doubt about it. You remember I told you on the 29th of July 2017, there is the new beginning. There's an ending and a new beginning, and this is going to be very significant for you, because you are not only going to start, you're not only going to walk into a whole new room, whole new dimension, the whole new life literally after this point. Listen, this might not feel like, oh wow, I'm in a new dimension, oh my god. It may not feel like that. You may not even notice, but I'm just letting you know that this is going to be the whole new dimension with a whole world of opportunities, and the things are going to start happening to you that they wouldn't happen normally, and you will notice things that you wouldn't notice normally. And this is what this brand new dimension is going to be. But the bottom line is that you will start getting control over your life at around the end of July 2017. It's so important because you will start feeling very passionate about your life. You will start feeling very passionate about the things in your life in general, and you will just absolutely love it. And it's a very important time for those of you that have been actually fighting with a partner. You know, when it comes to relationships, to the end of July, it's also going to be very interesting because I can see that 2 people are going to get closer together. There is this certain maybe argument that you may have, or a certain communication breakdown that you had, or maybe you just drifted apart from your partner, or maybe you just were fighting with your partner and things haven't been that great, that things haven't been that good for 2 of you. And this is strictly for those of you that are in relationship. You see, that's why the end of July 2017 is going to be very, very, very important for those of you in relationships. Whether you were fighting and arguing, whether things didn't work out, this is the time when you're going to get closer together, you see. And also, if you were absolutely fine in your relationship, you didn't argue or anything like that, this is also going to be important time, because I can see something very new is going to start happening. A new joy, a new happening. I can see you getting closer together. I can see you wanting to take your relationship even on the highest level. But above all, I can see something really magnificent and something very interesting and something very meaningful that is actually going to happen to both of you, that the whole family is going to have a fantastic reflection on it, and the whole family is going to be very happy and very pleased for both of you. Okay, so really, really good time indeed for those of you that are in relationships. And also I can see you feeling very secure when it comes financially at the end of July 2017. I can see it very good time, and financially it's going to be quite good, and financially you're just going to start feeling much better, much more secure. This is also very important for those of you that have been maybe suffering from a bad financial situations and things like that. So at the end of July, there is that sense of security that you are actually going to have. So it's going to be brilliant time to also sign for something, sign new papers, sign new things, start new things. The end of July would be absolutely perfect. And what else I was going to say is that when it comes to those of you that are retired, the end of July is also going to bring something that you will want to focus on, something brand new, something that also belongs to you, something that's part of you, something that's part of your life, something that's part of your life experience, something that's part of your spiritual experience. For those of you that are retired, the end of July, it's actually going to make you reevaluate certain things. It will make you to work on something that you actually were kind of keep on living behind, and now it's going to be the time to actually start working on things that you wanted to work for a really, really long time, and they are part of your past, present and future. And this is going to be very significant and very meaningful time for you indeed. And for those of you that are single, you see, for those of you that are single, I will see that there is a certain realization going to be, certain realization again you're going to see that you have a holding on on to someone, holding on for someone who you shouldn't, holding on for someone who is part of your life, who used to be part of your life, who shouldn't be part of your life, somebody who you fancy, somebody who you like, somebody who you want to be with, somebody who you really want to like spend a time with. Is just not going to happen. And somebody that you already had a sleepless nights about, you see, and it's just this realization again. First, you're going to have this realization when it comes to your love, and this is especially for the single ones. And also, you're going to have a realization that it could be other people that are actually in the life of that person that you fancy, and this is going to put you off. However, you're going to find this out, you're going to see this, you're going to hear this, and it's just going to put you off. The bottom line is that there's going to be realization about the person that you liked, fancy, that you're just going to put a stop to, which is absolutely brilliant. And then I can see you chilling out, then I can see you having a great time, then I can see you socializing, and then after that socializing, after that point, you're gonna get your balance back. And after you get this balance back, then you're gonna be ready for a new relationship. Then new person, a new relationship, it's actually going to manifest in your life, okay? And it's just not even going to be that long. Thank you ever so much for watching, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so, and don't forget to share me on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you like. Thank you ever so much for watching. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium.